Hi, I'm Miss Godfrey. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Your son is a great and energetic student who loves to learn and is always excited to learn new things. He's especially interested in math and loves to read a lot of fun books of his choice. He works really hard and is great to work with. Over the last few weeks, I have assessed him on a variety of areas in reading. I assessed his phonemic awareness, which is the ability to hear and manipulate the smallest units of sound. Phonics, which is the ability to recognize the relationship between those letters and sounds. Vocabulary, reading fluency, and his comprehension skills. He did really well on his phonemic awareness assessment at hearing and manipulating each unit of sound. He earned almost a perfect score on this assessment. He is also really good about correcting himself when he makes an error while he's reading. When he was reading with me, he was able to recognize when he made an error and would go back and correct himself. Students who self-correct often while reading are often better readers because they are able to understand when something they read does not make sense or sound correct. He's also an eager and motivated reader. He reads whenever he gets a chance and was enthusiastic about getting to work with me on his reading skills. He shows positivity about reading even when he struggles and is challenged with higher reading levels. Student motivation to read is a key component of a successful reader. While he did score on grade level for his reading tests, he didn't show as much growth as I would like at this point in the year. He did struggle a little with his fluency, and he reads quite fast. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with him. A lot of kids think reading faster is better, but this is not always the case. When students read too fast, they often say words incorrectly and are unable to comprehend the whole story. He does not attend to punctuation when reading. Because he reads at such a fast pace orally, he often does not pause or stop at periods or commas, which can also contribute to an issue with comprehension as well. He often has a hard time retelling the main ideas and the events in a story after he has read it. When asked to recall the main ideas of the beginning, middle, and end of a story, he struggled to be able to pick out all of the important events. Again, I think this has to do with his fluency and fast-paced reading. Some of the things I do to help students is a lot of modeling the proper fluency of reading, as well as having the students practice retelling important events of the story. Does he read often at home?
Yeah, he reads every night before he goes to bed.
Does he like to read aloud, or does he read silently to himself?
Usually he likes to read silently.
And what type of books does he like to read the most?
He likes action and adventure, and sometimes he likes mystery books too.
Okay. Do you have any questions at all for me?
Yeah. Can you tell me what's the difference between phonemic awareness and phonics?
Well, phonemic awareness is the ability to hear and manipulate the smallest unit of sound, where phonics is just the ability to recognize the relationship between the sounds and letters.
Okay. And what are you doing in the classroom to help improve his reading skills?
I try to model the proper speed of what fluent reading should sound like, which can help them to hear what they should sound like versus what they actually do sound like. I also model reading paying close attention to the punctuation, which will allow them to hear and be aware of what each punctuation mark should sound like while they're reading. Also having them put up a finger and pause every time they get to a punctuation mark so that they are more attentive and engaged to the punctuation in the story. And I also have students stop periodically to discuss what they have read and just to help them pay attention to the main ideas in the story, which improves their comprehension skills overall.
How can I help improve his fluency and comprehension skills at home?
When your student's reading at home, try to help model how the fluency should sound and get him to see that a slower pace makes it easier to understand the story. And then also try reading aloud to your students so he can hear the pauses and the stopping as well as the expression in your voice when there is punctuation marks and commas in the story. And then try to ask him questions about what he just read or what he learned from the story so that he can practice retelling events that he read in the story. Overall, he's doing really well and shows a lot of eagerness to learn. He is a great personality to have in the class, and I have really enjoyed working with him. His love of books and of reading in general is really refreshing. By using some of these strategies at home and in the classroom, I'm confident he will be up to grade level in no time. Thank you so much again for coming.
Thank you.